So it was a lot of fun in the studio. It was a lot of fun. We got there, as I said, about 7:30ish in the morning. By the time we got there, good old WS himself was there at the studio looking, like he'd been rejuvenated and, hadn't lost any kind of sleep. Uncle Twingy was there in the studio, and then the late colleague of ours, Funsho Alabi, and myself, walked into the studio and work started in earnest. Uncle Tunji Oyelano had kind of laid the tracks, and WS, of course, was there to produce the whole thing and make sure that in terms of lyrical and melody, everything was, gelling. And, there was a lot of fun. We didn't get out of that studio until probably 7:30 p.m. that night. It was all done in one day in the studio. And if I recall, we only had one lunch break. Took a lunch break, a real short lunch break, and I doubt WS came on that lunch break with us. So 1 hour we got back in the studio and kept recording and doing layers. Now there's this very funny aspect of it where there's a chorus that goes shedigari, 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 which we know we'd rehearsed it and we've been doing it shedigari, shedigari, shedigari. But then when it was this final take, there was a voice that just jumped on there and was doing the shedigari, shedigari, shedigari. The voice just went shagari, shedigari, shedigari, shagari, and we were shocked, but we turned around and there it was. It was our own good old WS who, taken the shedigari and then combined it to actually throw a name in the middle, shagari, shedigari, shagari. So, his timing was perfect. It was pretty funny, and it's sad, I guess, unfortunate that the album has to be relevant in today's world in terms of politics and the society and the socioeconomics and inequality. It's really sad, but, the art was made, and the art is still very relevant. Unfortunately, it is relevant because it's people's lives and people's pains, and we just hope in terms of aspirations for the future that there's a lesson to be learned from that. And as we move on, we hope that the album in itself remains relevant, but that in terms of people's lives, there are changes and people could look back and say, yeah, there was a time when this was always so relevant to the struggle of our lives.